Welcome back everybody into a weekly recap. This weekly recap is not about technical, it's about psychology journal. So what I'm going to talk about is the notes that I took from Monday till Friday for all the live scalping sessions, and we're going through it and talking about the different psychological issues and different patterns that I encountered that actually in different ways, in a way or another, actually affected my trading. So that's basically what we're going to do very quickly. So Monday was actually the first day of live trading. So even though I left my job 1 week earlier than that, I started live trading on Monday, and it was a bank holiday, USD bank holiday in North America. It was also very slow volume and very slow volatility. I remember that I took one entry and I felt stupid about it because it was a breaker retest, and I took it around here, but then it was already after the new 4-hour open, but then a single candle, bearish candle, took me out, and I felt somewhat stupid, but it was a pre-planned entry because it was buys above a PSA, so it was fine that it went actually against my direction. It was not an issue. And the only thing is that, as always, that's one old pattern that I used to have. It's about missing an entry and then taking the retest, so taking another entry. So let's say that, for example, I have this pre-planned analysis, I see a breaker retest and I missed this entry over here, I missed it, then I would probably take another retest over here when the price is still maybe showing you, maybe we are close to a strong PSA. I will take this buy. Let me do it like this. I will take this buy, and then more often than not, just see the price going back down, so taking me out, and I will be left thinking about, yeah, see how I missed this whole move that I wanted to take, that was a pre-planned area, yada yada yada, and yeah, that would be the usual pattern that I used to have. So the old pattern is this one, about missing a move and then entering late. Still on old patterns, waiting for strong confirmation. So instead of taking a high risk, high reward entry, so for example, maybe I want to buy, let's say I want to buy above this level, and I see strong bullish candle, then we see the retest of it, maybe it's lower, and then seeing this candle closing at the key level. This should be my entry, because that's the best high risk, high reward entry as per my setup. So it doesn't really matter to have to wait for multiple candle confirmation, because the actual risk is the same. If I enter here, I have more room to manage my trade than if I enter at this candle and then the price goes against my direction. So waiting for multiple confirmation is an old pattern that I used to have, and it's something that I'm trying to improve. First time that I see the message, so here, understanding that live, seeing this candle close, having the intuition of okay, this could possibly be the liquidity grab for price to then continue down, up, enter here. But if I'm afraid, if I'm scared, if I have the fear of losing, then I will wait multiple confirmation just to have the confirmation that price is actually already going there, but I will miss maybe like 10, 15, 20 pips of move, enter over there, maybe I get an entry over here, and then since we are approaching a new high, let's say we are approaching this new high, this previous high, sorry, then we see a rejection, and maybe I'm left with nothing and possibly a loss, having missed maybe a 30 pip move. 20 before, 10 later, I didn't take anything here, but I missed a whole 30 pip move, up from here to these previous highs, perfect scalp, and instead of entering here probably with a larger stop loss, here I could, if I enter here, I could have like a 15 pip stop loss and have a much better risk to reward ratio. And yeah, also the intuition. So since I saw the fear of losing pattern, I lowered my lot size from 0.05 to 0.02 so that my execution could be improved and my risk decreased. Even though anything, even the 0.05 was still like a 1% risk of the overall account, this is less, but psychologically it was affecting me. So then we go then on Tuesday, the 21st, and let's see. This day I had a pre-planned trade idea of buying the market because the market was showing me a bullish bias. So the market was actually printing higher low, higher highs, higher lows and higher highs. So what the point is that the market was telling me this, and I was looking for buys. The only thing is that we were approaching an possible important 15-minute PSA, and I saw on someone else's trade idea telling me to sell at this level. So instead of looking for buys at a pullback and taking the buys at the retest on these previous highs for the continuation up, I took the first possible confirmation. So price went there. I took the possible candle confirmation for sells. I entered sells here, and then the price of course stopped me out and gave further continuation on the bullish side. But I was not in trade, I was just weak to other people's trade ideas, showing me clearly that I don't have enough confidence in my own trade ideas. And after that, I identified a pattern that I escape from further confrontation with the trades. So maybe when I see, for example, let us see this trade gone, I fail to enter at this retest because I say, yeah, you see now, my trade was this one. Now for this session is already gone. If I took that one, would be okay and done for the day. But now I will not enter. And that's for me escaping because it's an easy way out from a confrontation of further trades, from further risk exposure. And the only good point is that I was executing way better than the previous day because I was lower in the size, so showing me that this lower size was actually effective. What I'm missing is the mental preparation work before the session open, because I was usually coming to the session straight away at 2:30 p.m. without any mental prep. And we're now going to Wednesday. Wednesday, I only took the FOMC data day, only one scalp, and I had candle confirmation. It was a pre-planned analysis, better execution, not afraid to lose, because first it was my idea. I had backtested multiple times, and then I had lower lot size than previous one, so I was already executing better. On Thursday, I had this focus was on mental prep, use my own ideas, look at what the market is actually telling me, and buy at as close as possible to support, or sell as close as resistance as possible. I had pre-planned analysis executed too early because I remember. So for example, if we use this same idea, so at this level, I have my pre-planned analysis for sells at this level. What I actually did was taking a sell over here. So retesting not the level, but actually before that, and not waiting for the candle to close. So the candle, instead of closing nice and bearish, closed weak with like a very small body, so it was not enough confirmation, and we were away from the key level. So got stopped out afterward because we had a pullback and then a continuation down, a retest. So let's say I enter here, the candle was not that pretty. Then we had a pullback, take me out here with the top of the candle, then further continuation bearish, a pullback, very aggressive, and that's where I was also I failed to re-enter when I had the intuition. So this was my pre-planned analysis, pre-planned area for sells. I failed to enter at this candle closing there, even though I had the intuition for it, and the price just went into my direction, and I was not on board. I didn't feel any revenge trade or anything. It's just that, okay, why did I not enter when I felt like it was a good entry? Candle was closing at my key level. As I was telling you, that's my the best entry, because that's where you could have the lowest stop loss to cover this level. If I enter here, then I have to use more compared to, for example, this stop loss compared to this stop loss. It's basically 50% less. Then I enter against sells without waiting for the candle to close. So actually, so let's say I enter when the candle, there's a candle flipping bearish, but it's still like 30 seconds. And then what happens is that in the last few seconds, what happens is that it turns this the lower wick. This is a lower wick. And then closes bullish. So I'm entering sells over there. I have my entry over there. So the trade should be already invalid from the actual same candle close. It was dumb to enter again and failing to re-enter when the confirmation is there, because afterwards what we saw was a huge nice rejection where I could have entered, because it was also the retracement of my level. Simply as that. Of course, I asked some questions. Why am I doing these mistakes? In what mental state do I feel afterwards? And is impatience, is FOMO, because I'm not being confident and trusting the market to give me the right opportunity. So it's like I'm rushing it. I'm rushing and not suboptimal trade entry, trade confirmation, candle price action confirmation, because I'm impatient and I'm not trusting the market to give me then a right closure. It's like I fear that if I don't enter when the candle is like this, then I will 100% of the time close like this, and that's not realistic. So it's FOMO, it's impatience, and yeah. Execution was bad, but all my pre-planned analysis was great, with both scalps and intraday moves being anticipated, like a 50-minute 75% retracement that I saw live, and that went for like more than 100 pips, even more. And now we come on Friday, the last day of the week, very good day, and sort of connecting all the dots from these previous days. So very good execution with 0.02, and being patient now, ignoring other people's idea. And the only thing is that, okay, look at the trade as if you were in someone else's trade. So look objectively at price action, adapt to yourself. Advise myself, let's saying, okay, what is the price action telling me? Is this trade still good? Am I still only hoping? For example, if I enter over here and I see price bullish, leaving a lot of top wicks, and then being weak, failing multiple times to make a new high, what should I do? Should I stay and hope that the price will actually go higher, or should I just exit and maybe exit at break even? That's what I'm really. This is very important. Is the trade still looking good, or we are just hoping? So afterwards, I have to have an inner dialogue to prevent the rushed entry, like here. So say, okay, if the candle closes like this, then I will enter. Or for example, like this. If the candle closes at the key level, then I will enter sells as per my pre-planned analysis. Otherwise, if it closes like this, then I will wait for candle confirmation. I'll possibly wait for a double top and then continuation down. But I need to talk about it to avoid impulsive rushed entries. Entry at my pre-planned idea as close as possible. So this like this, like this. Flawless execution, understanding was very good, subsequent price action, objectively waiting for candle close to enter, still feeling some fear for losing profits, so I was actually taking small wins, like 10 pips. Okay, let's say I enter here and the price goes 10 pips, maybe it's approaching here, I don't see a lot of momentum, I will just cut it out at 10, 15 pips, and that's way more than enough. Understanding momentum and liquidity, and taking 30 pips in 4 trades, it's still good. It's not like you have to take clean trades of 30 pips. You can take 10, you can take, for example, 3 trades. Okay, let's say like this: 1 trade, 30 pips, or you can take 1, 2, 3 trades, 30. You can also take 6 trade of 5 pips, that's still 30 pips gain. So of course the commissions will be more, of course, but as a scalper that's not bad. And yes, the only thing is that if I'm patient I win. The only thing is this one. The only issue that I found was that I placed a sell limit that was exactly in my pre-planned analysis, pre-planned area, but then I removed it. I remember that this is the sell limit, and I rushed it to put it up and close it afterwards because I was due to fear, and I failed to then enter manually when I had this kind of confirmation. I failed again to enter manually because I had this voice in my head thinking, okay, you see, now that you removed your sell limit, price is going exactly in your direction. Look at it going without you. And these thoughts stopped me from watching price action objectively. That's something that I will have to work on for Monday again. And yes, I'm still, overall, it's been a very positive Friday because I had my own idea, the intuition to place this sell limit. It was not anyone else's trade idea, and the only thing is that I failed to execute it. But overall, was a very green Friday and a lot of green week overall. Slowly improving, like improving 1% a day. It's fine. The compound effect will make its way up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first weekly psychological journal. I will see you guys next week for this review. Of course, Monday for the daily review.